Hello. So this couch is weird, bro. So I gotta
Yeah, where'd you get this, dude? I love this.
got it. I was telling you earlier, bro. So like, I always love this couch. I bought it. Well, I got it for a bottle of tequila. My friend, he got a new couch, and yeah, he said, man, I don't just want to give it to you. Give me a bottle of tequila, and it's a deal. I was like, bro, I got him a good bottle too, though. My dad, he bought in the Don Julio's. You had Don Julio?
No.
So Don Julio is, you can buy it here, but it's bottled differently in the U.S. It's like a different facility or whatever. In Mexico, it's more tequila, like actual tequila and less alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a little marble too inside to like, so it doesn't spill all the way when you put it over. The taste is different. If you try it both, it's very different. And you can get those bottles here, like, because you can get them over there for like 1,000 pesos, which is like $50. But if you buy it here, like 120.
Dang.
So yeah, I gave him a bottle of tequila, and then I got this couch.
Dude, that's dope, man. It's a beautiful couch. Well, dude, I'm so excited to talk to you today. The first time we met, you were doing drone for one of our projects. And I was so shocked. So Esther started following you. My wife, Esther, started following you. I was so shocked to learn that you were in the comedy world. She's like, oh my God, Hector does comedy. I was like, no way. Because in my experience and me personally, anyone I know that works behind the camera doesn't work in front of the camera ever. They're not a performer. They're not a whatever. So I was so shocked to hear that not only do you do video and you do drone stuff like that, but you do comedy. So like, how did that even get started? Like, how did you go from being behind, or maybe you were in front first? Like, how did that work?
Nah, man, stand up. I mean, I could go back to when I was like 9 years old, and like the first time I saw some TV show, it was Eugenio Derbez. I don't know if you heard of Eugenio Derbez. He actually transitioned into like American films, like the Overboard movie, or the movie where the little girl, she dies. No. It's like his daughter, and she dies at the end or something.
I don't know any of the
okay, but Eugenio Derbez, it was like the Chappelle Show back then, and I remember staying up late watching it because me and my big brother, he's 7 years older. We shared a room, and he actually grew up in Mexico like for 8 years, and then he moved to the U.S. So he was just tapped in. He just spoke Spanish mostly, like, you know, growing up, and he liked watching just everything in Spanish, really. And then I remember staying up late watching Eugenio Derbez skits. Funny, man. Career day, I went to dressed as a homeless dude, and like, because it was a character that was homeless there, and he was just the funniest character. Like, it was just so funny. I was obsessed with that show. I went dressed as like the homeless dude, and I was just like doing the bit. He goes like that, and
so you just like being like a performer.
Yeah, man. Like, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was a comedian. I didn't know what it was. I was like, I want to do that. I didn't know what the word comedian meant. I didn't even know it was a thing. But yeah, and then like monologues, you know, like the late night shows.
Yeah, for sure.
I grew up watching that, but not the American ones. They had one. It's not around anymore. It was called Otro Rollo. Adal Ramones, Mexican comedian. He had a late night show, just like the late night show with Jimmy Kimmel, but it was just very more vulgar and like just, you know, just like, it was just real, you know?
Yeah, a lot more late night.
Yeah. And like, boom, that just, I was obsessed with that too. And like, you know, and then I discovered George Lopez, you know, so I used to stay at my cousin's house where we have cousins out here, you know. I don't know if y'all grew up like this, but like we would always stay at each other's houses. It was like the best thing. But, I'm gonna stay at my cousin's house, boom, boom. And yeah, my cousin, his big brother, well, my cousin too, like he used to work late night shifts. He was older. He was like 10 years older than us. But me and my cousins used to go in his room when he was working the late night shift, and we'll just dig through his DVDs, you know. And then we found the George Lopez stand-up special. It was like the one where he's like, "Why you crying?" It was called "Why You Crying?" And it was just, we used to cry laughing, but we used to watch it over and over and over again. And that's when I was like, dang, this is cool.
So
but
George Lopez, one of your biggest influences.
He's one of the first influences. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't say the biggest. Oh, he is one of the biggest. Yeah. Yeah. Him. And then just growing up, you know, just being into stand-up. But I didn't really get into it. So like I saw Louis C.K.'s special.
Yeah. Which one?
It was like the one where he starts off, he's like, how's it going, everybody? Like he's talking to the theater, right? He's like, statistically, one of y'all is gonna die tonight. it was just his dark comedy.
He's got the best opening lines, dude.
Yeah, his dark comedy, and I was in a time and space. I was a freshman in college. It was a time where you're adjusting to a whole new lifestyle. Especially for me. I was at Duncanville. Everybody's like, Mexican, black. I went to like a college, and like you realize what a minority means. Mm-hmm. You're like, the minority means less. There's less of you around. That's when I really saw it going into college. And I remember just my mind went in different spaces because it was just, transitioning into a new, I guess, era in my life. I don't know. That's how I ended up watching Louis C.K. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It was on Netflix. And I think, brother, it was the funniest thing too. Like, and you would meet people that like Louis C.K. and y'all would honestly instantly click because you're a dark humor person too. Me too. And boom, in the show.
So like, what kind of influences do you think impact the way you do comedy right now? So like, who are you maybe watching right now, or is there anything that I see on your whiteboard over there? You say it says Joey Diaz. So is there anybody that you're like watching right now that you're like, oh man, like you're really pulling inspiration from them, or things like that?
Joey Diaz, bro, his voice, man. Like, man, I just like you listen to his podcast.
Oh yeah. I can't do his voice, but he always be like cocksucker and
cocksucker.
Yeah,
I put a guy in the trunk in Colorado, and so
he always says everyone's first and last name.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Like, especially people like Joey, because like it's cool. Everyone. I like storytelling, and I feel like I'm evolving into that more and more because I feel like when you're young and you start, I'm 29, man. Like I'm finding out who I am now, as a human, as an adult, how I'm going to be for the rest of my life. Kind of. I mean, I keep evolving, but man, there's nothing like storytellers, bro. Like you can have jokes and punchlines, and that's amazing. That's dope. I love that. But I know what I am, and I know that I'm
storyteller.
I'm from a line of storytellers. Growing up, my dad, we're eating dinner at stories. My grandpa, my grandma, like just stories. That's who we are. That's how we pass down, I feel like when you don't have much to pass down, the best thing you can pass down is stories and a sense of humor, bro. And I think that's what I got. That's like my inheritance. Yeah. So I'm proud of that, man. It's cool. But yeah, Joey Diaz, bro.
Joey Diaz is one. Any other ones you can think of?
I mean, Dave Chappelle. What's crazy? One time I was working in El Paso when they had the kids in the cages in Tornillo. Mm-hmm. I wanted to do a video coverage out there. And coincidentally, Dave Chappelle, Jon Stewart, and Mo Muhammad had a show in El Paso. And I was staying at the hotel, and I found out the show was going on. I was like, what? And it was already like an hour into the show, but I just ran down. It was like half a mile away. I ran down to the venue, and there was one more ticket left. I bought it, and it was right on time. I didn't get to see Jon Stewart's set, but I just got there right on time for Dave Chappelle's set. And he was talking about what was going on in El Paso at Tornillo, and it was just crazy. Anyways, I went to the hotel that night, and I heard some music playing at the hotel next door, the Indigo. And I go up there, and it's like dubstep and all that. I'm not really into that. I go to a back bar, right? Mm-hmm. There's a back bar, and I'll smoke cigarettes, but that night I had a box of cigarettes because I was just, I was just crave. Sometimes you just crave a cigarette, right? So I had some American Spirits on me. I went to there's this little tiny little bar that's not in the like scene where everybody's partying. I go back there. They close the doors. Like when I go back there, like 2 minutes later, there's security guards that stand at the door. I was like, oh, is there like a fight going on? I turn around, it's like Dave Chappelle, Jon Stewart, and Mo Muhammad. They're just there chilling. And it's like 5 of us in this balcony, and it's just his people and then me. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah, that's surreal.
And then, I just ended up staying there for a while. And like, I got to talk to them. And
you met them? Shook their hands?
Yeah, no, I got to talk to a person that really like said some very insightful stuff to me was Jon Stewart, man. He was just like, we were talking about stand-up, how he started and whatnot. And he actually left pretty quick. And then that night I just talked to Dave Chappelle a little bit, and I just remember he said, when I was going home, I got drunk, man. But when I was going, I was like, hey, if you can't give me like just one, if there's one thing you can, give me as advice for a comedian, you know, I want to be a comedian, you know, and I'm trying to do it. And he was just like, just give him hell, man. Anytime you get an opportunity, give him hell. Like when you're on stage, give him hell. I was like, all right, cool. I pretend I knew what he was talking about. I was like, yeah. But now, now that I years later, man, I'm like, I kind of know what he was saying. What year
was that?
This was 2018.
Oh, wow.
Summertime. Yeah.
So this is right after like his 2 specials, back-to-back specials came out.
It was around that time. Yeah. He was doing these little pop-up shows and he had one in El Paso randomly. Yeah. So
that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I had no idea you met him. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How do you find your own style? Like, so we just talked about some of the influences and stuff like that. So how do you kind of start to craft and learn your own style? So obviously you have your culture, you have your background and things like that you're talking about, but like, how do you sort of craft that into like, this is the way that I want to sound, like this is who Hector is, like does that just come through years and years of being up on the stage? Does it come from like, okay, let me watch back what I did and okay, craft it, like what is it?
I feel like at first, man, I think I'm just now finding my voice on the stage, bro. Like I think it takes years. Like some people just got it, bro. Some people just got it. And I know I wasn't one of those people, you know, I was like, oh, I got to work for these things, you know, because some people just have a talent, bro. I've noticed it growing up when I was playing soccer or football or basketball too. Like some people just have that talent in them. They don't even have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with stand up is the same thing. Like, you know, like, but it took me, sometimes you think you're but
I think that only gets some people so far, right? If you just have natural talent to be funny, I think that gets you from point A to point B really quick, but then you're not getting to point C until you start putting in that work, you know?
Yeah. And I feel like it's important finding who you are because you can be funny. There's so many people that are so funny, but they never get discovered. They never take it to the next level because they played it safe with their funny and they're not standing out. But if that's what they want to do, that's cool. I respect because I don't judge any comedian, bro. Because like
you're not worried about playing it safe.
I'm not, because right now I don't want to get fired from work for saying some wild shit. But
cancel culture and all that kind of stuff doesn't freak you out at all.
As an alt-right comedian, no, I'm kidding. No, man. Like I feel like that's not my. I feel like that's not my. I don't care. Like I'm not on either side. I'm not on because I think the anti-woke comedians, I think that's lame, to be honest. Because like you're already telling me your cards. Like, why are you giving me your cards already? Like, I know you're telling me already that what you're trying to say. So it's not funny anymore. You're just preaching, just like a super woke comedian would do too. You're literally on the same. You're the same people.
Yeah,
you're the same people. Just like. Annoying. You're
like the person that kind of bounces back and forth and kind of keeps you guessing, kind of thing, or what?
Well, it's not guessing. It's just who I am, bro. Like I feel like a lot of Mexicans. There's a lot of Mexicans that are conservatives or like Republicans or Democrats. I just don't trust that either. On the political side, right? And because I've seen it, bro. We've seen it. Like we've seen it. Like we've seen how much hypocrites both sides are, big time. They don't care. You know, I'm with the people. That's what I'm with the people, bro. Like that's how I grew up. I grew up like, my dad working construction, my mom, just a working class family, bro. So like, that's my perspective, but as far as like the work, I don't have really much to say about it. Cause like what I do believe is if you say something, you have no right to tell the person that you offended or whatever how to react. If someone gets offended, you can't tell them not to get offended. You should be responsible for the words that you say. Have you
ever had that happen when you're up on stage? You say something and someone's like, "Whoa," or like "boo" or hiss you or anything?
Nah, one time I did feel bad. I didn't, not at the moment, because when you're on stage, you just got like, whatever. You can't feel bad. But one time, I don't know if you remember, there was like a stabbing at UT. It was some dude. He went stabbing frat dudes. He stabbed like a few crazy. Like frat dudes. Like,
I don't know why I'm laughing. That's crazy.
Well, see, I made a joke about it. It was a black dude stabbing a bunch of white dudes on campus, like the frat dudes. And I made a joke about it. It was dumb. It was an open mic, And it was just about how like if you run 3 miles a day and you don't take off your running shoes, you're gonna get a bad toenail. There's consequences for your actions. If you burn out every day, one day your tire's gonna pop. And anyways, some dudes got stabbed at UT. It was dumb, right? The dude's frat bro that got stabbed was in the audience.
Oh, bro.
And because I was at Texas State at the time, and it happened at UT, so it's like right there. He was a comedian too. He's doing an open mic, and he was like very like just emotional. Like he was just because it had just happened, and at the moment, because this dude was like, he gave a image, typical frat dude. Like I'm not gonna let this dude talk to me like that. So I was like, man, I don't care, man. Just boom. And we got into it. And then, but I remember like a few days later, I really did feel bad. And I think I apologized. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so long ago. But
that doesn't happen very often. That was like an anomaly.
Yeah, no, I like being respectful, man. For right now, unless you come at me, like I don't pick people and like mess with them. Like, nah, but if someone tells me something, I'm quick with it, bro. I'll come back right to you and ruin your life. But nah, I'm respectful, man, because that's just who I am. Like, I feel like that's a currency for me. Respect. Like, if you respect me, I'll respect you. But I'm gonna respect you off rip, no matter what. You just gotta lose that by.
Have you ever bombed on stage?
What do you mean, bro? All the time. Like, that's what open mics are for.
Yeah.
Because I feel like.
What's the craziest one? Like, where it was just like, oh shit, like this is like, feeling the heat. Open
mics, I feel like a lot of people bomb on open mics, especially because like that's kind of like where you try new stuff. Damn, I just can't remember the last time I really did like real bad, like bad. I remember like that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Shit, I don't know about bombing, bro. Like that's nah. Let me just remember one. Let's see. Oh yeah, I remember I was doing a show. And I forgot. Oh yeah, I was doing a show in Duncanville. I was the only Mexican in the crowd. It was like a all black crowd, which is that's like real comedy, bro. My favorite moments is when it's like an all like culture crowd. It's all black, all Mexican, or all like how do you like blue collar white people? Blue collar, like you get some rednecks in there, you get some just some wild characters in that thing, man. Like that's my favorite crowd. I like rowdy people, bro. Yeah. Rowdy, like raunchy, dirty. That's what I like. I like the alt scene too, because I like all the scenes, but my favorites are like when the people are like wild, bro. Like you get some fools, some paisas, bro. Like, but yeah, no, that time I didn't get booed though, but I just remember some dude just walking up in front of me. Like I was doing stand up and he just walks up and he just stands in front of me and he's just on his phone, but he didn't know what he was like some older dude. It was like an old biker bar type thing. And like the dude just stood in front of the stage and he was just on his phone, like just messing with his phone and looking at it right in front of me. And I was like, bro, what are you doing? I was like, what are you doing? He was, oh, I'm sorry. I think he was like tripping though. Like he was just in front of me like that. And he was like somebody's grandpa in the audience. And like, I said a joke and they're like, nah, don't talk about him. I was like, you know what? I'm about to get off stage, bro. I'm going to get, I don't want to like.
Yeah, get into it?
I'm about to, not get into it. I don't want to say the wrong thing and get, ran over outside. So I think that was one of the worst bombs I had, but it wasn't too bad. But I've had open mics where nobody laughs. Because sometimes you go in.
You're trying out new material, or you're just like kind of nervous when you're going out there, or just like the material wasn't good?
Sometimes because look, bro, like sometimes you're at an open mic that's not even like a venue, and no one's there to see you. They're at the bar talking, so no one's paying attention.
Gotcha.
So you're just like, yeah. And it's one of the most humbling feelings ever, bro. It's one of the worst feelings. But I feel like if you can make two people laugh in a scene in like a environment like that, when you get an opportunity on the stage, bro, you don't take that for granted. So you give it your all. So if you make two people laugh at a bar where like no one's really paying attention, you can make a whole room laugh. So it's just, I feel like every opportunity, even to bomb or to make people laugh, you can't take it for granted, because you can take a note. Bro, I bombed 99%, but that one thing that I said was funny. Let me take it on to the next open mic and just build something off of that.
Yeah.
And so I feel like all my jokes are like that. Like it was stuff that worked at an open mic that I take it to the next open mic, and then I take it to the show, and I'm like, oh, it works. And then I keep building from that. So I build its own universe out of it. So.
I want to talk to you about crafting your material. So you said you're a storyteller, and I've seen, a lot of your comedy via Instagram, and I got to see you that time in person. And so all your stories are based on like real life events, whether it be, you're wearing your Jordans up on the roof and they're melting, or the sex with the one chick and she's got a seizure. So when you're in these experiences, obviously when you're a kid, this wouldn't be the case.
I wasn't a kid, bro. I was a grown adult with that chick, bro. What are you talking about?
With the shoes?
Huh?
With the shoes?
No, I thought you were talking about.
Oh, no, I knew you weren't a kid.
18.
When you're in those moments, are you looking at it like, dude, I can use this as comedy? Like when she's having a seizure, you're like, oh, dude, I can use. Because I'm somebody that when I'm in a moment, that's like, I was arrested out in Utah once. Was actually with my wife, and I'm like, dude, this is a hilarious story that I know I can tell later. I'm always living in hindsight of comedy stuff. Like, I have tons of experience with that. Or you as a comedian, when you're going and you have like a weird interaction with somebody at the gas station, or you're on Facebook and you read about the UT stabbing, are you immediately like, oh, how can I construct this into comedy? Or do you kind of live in the moment and then just when you're like thinking and you're writing out your stuff, you're like, oh, I could pull that thing from a few days ago. Like, how does that work?
It's just vibes, man. Like sometimes I'm just in the moment, right? Sometimes something happens and I take a note. Like I was having a conversation with my brother and my cousin about how like you can't get a haircut anymore, but you go in a barbershop and it's no one there. And like you see the barber in his chair, like napping. You're like, hey man, I'm here for a cut. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm booked all day, bro. I can't tell. I'm like, what, bro? They're like celebrities now. They're like straight up celebrities. Don't even want to. They don't know you if like you're not on their book, on their listing. I was like,
you can use that.
When we were talking, I was like, bro, I need to talk about this. So I whip out my notes on my phone. I just like bullets, boom, 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 boom.
Is your phone just filled with comedy notes and ideas? And
yeah, but I feel like I don't really like that moment was unique because like I never do that. I never tell people, well, I'm gonna write it. No, it's like if something's happening, I see something wild or just interesting or insightful. Yeah, I'll take out my notes and I'll just kind of write it in a bullet and I'll revisit it at an open mic. Right before I'm about to get on stage or whatever, I just revisit like the notes that I have and then just kind of see what I'm gonna want to talk about. Just stuff like that, like for example, like Messi, right? Messi's moving in, and these aren't even like really jokes. It's just, for example, it's how I'm thinking, right? Messi is playing in the US. He got offered a lot of money by the Saudis, but he wanted to be in the US, because did you see the Messi game, the first game where all celebrities went out? But yeah, so everyone's at his games.
But I know the deal you're talking about him playing for the US.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, what's going on with that? He didn't want to be around the Saudis, he wanted to be around like cool people in America, like DJ Khaled, boom. So I was like, oh yeah, because he took a picture with DJ Khaled at his first game, and I was like, because Messi's like the most popping thing for me in my universe right now, because I love soccer.
Yeah.
How can I write about that? And I know what I just said right now wasn't that funny or wasn't. But there's stuff there, bro. So that's how I'm thinking. I'm like, bro, there's so much funny stuff that's going on. He has a personal security guard that follows him everywhere. I don't know if you noticed, but like even in the game, let's say he's running down the field, his personal security guard, a U.S. Navy SEAL.
Down.
Yeah, he's on the sidelines following him.
That's crazy.
Because people jump on, they go chase him. He just tackles him.
Yeah.
But he follows him on the bus, anywhere. He's always with them. So there's a lot of things going on with Messi right now that I'm like paying attention to. And
you're one of the most interesting people I've ever met because you got musical instruments all around here. You're into sports, you're into comedy, you're into music, sports, comedy, you do video. Like that's crazy, man.
Just a fool, man. Just a Mexican, bro, with YouTube.
Yeah. I'm just a much more like I wish I had as many passions and crafts. Like
it's called
very cool.
It's called ADD, bro. That's what it's called, bro.
Dude, I've got that ADD. Trust me, man. But I love it. I absolutely love it. You got a skateboard back here. I love that more than anything.
I grew up. My brother was and my cousins skating, bro. They're like out in the outside in the streets. I'll follow them on skates or a bike when I was too little. when I got old enough, like 12, 13, I'll skate with them, you know? So it sticks with you. Soccer. I think I got a lot of it through like older influences. Like my big brother, like he was a soccer player, skateboarder. So I picked that up. And it's stuff that you carry for life, but I'll skate every now and then down to the store and back. Or like, I used to be able to do, you know, kick flips and all that. I just ollie now, ollie and cruise. Guitar, I mean, you know, just YouTube.
Yeah. So. And then when I first met you, whenever we would come down and do videos and stuff like that, you were always playing video games, stuff like that. You were playing your PC. So I was like, dude, this dude is like does everything. Hey, so I want to talk to you really quick about adopting. So we're talking about material and how you're kind of crafting it, and like you take stories, and this is how you can kind of change. And you're talking about messy. Do you do stuff differently for if you're going to speak to an audience like me, like an English speaking audience, or like a Spanish speaking, like how do you sort of craft it differently, speaking in to different languages and different cultures of people? So like you just said, you like to talk to Black people, you like to talk to Mexicans, you like to talk to blue collar people. Like, do you sort of craft or like, all right, I've got this comedy set for this type of person, this comedy set for this type of person with this type of background. Like, do you do that? Do you break it up, or you just say, this is my set and I'm just going to perform it for everybody?
I feel like if I just kept the set at all times, like boom, 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 like just as it is, that'll be very stubborn of me. You have to, now that I'm, you know, I feel like there's other comics that have been doing it longer that know more, right? But where I'm at right now, I've learned, to like read the room, certain situations, what's going on at the moment, address certain things.
Do you know what you're going to say right before you go up there?
Like my whole set?
Yeah, like say you're going to go to comedy club tonight and you're going to work it. Do you already know, okay, I'm going to take this 5 minutes. Like say you're doing 5 minutes. Are you going to take this 5 minutes, or are you going to be in there, kind of wait to see who, you know, the MC is going to do some crowd work and kind of feel out the room, and then you might go up with a different 5 minutes, or like, how does that work?
Yeah. I mean, depending, right? For example, that show that you went to, we only got like 7 minutes, right? It's a showcase. Okay. So like that, you kind of have to stick to the script, boom, boom. Obviously call out some things that you see, but you don't have much time. But but
you knew what you were going to say when you were booked. Like you knew, okay, I'm going to go in there with this set.
Well, yeah, like I have a list of like my jokes and whatnot, and I would like kind of set them up for that day because I have 7 minutes, so boom. But if, for example, when I did my show, I had like 30 minutes to perform, so I kind of like just had fun with it, man. Just more loose, more not perfect, just addressing things and having fun, moving around, and having some music playing, some corridos, the guitar, singing, auto tune, all that. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I learned that I just want to have fun, bro. Like I want to have fun. That's it. Like if you're not having fun, if you're taking it way too serious, I don't think that's cool. In my mind, in my opinion, I don't want to live like that. You know, if I want to do this out of love, bro, stand up is something that I love. And I feel like it could be something bigger one day, but I need to have fun, bro. And I need to make it fun. I can't make it I'm not a person that's going to read a book and go off a straight up structure every time, because that's not me. And I want to make my own style, or like just something that I feel that I can grow old with, you know? And what I'm figuring out right now is just I need to have fun, bro. And then having fun, just boom, with the people, good vibes, and just make people laugh and this and that. That's what I like. So I got to figure out what's going to make it fun for me. And it evolves, right? So, but right now it's just reading the room, the vibes, the people, the amount of people that are there, the time that I have. All those things play a factor in what I'm going to say. And
then the background of those people, how much of a difference does that make?
Sometimes, but yeah, I mean, if I'm in front of a bunch of Mexicans, it's a black room, like a white room, alt room. Sometimes, like if it's like a super like alt room, there's always a chick with like, you know, like 3 colors of hair, and you know, it's always cool, you know, making them mad. But it's cool, man. Like I feel like everyone shows love. It's like I respect everybody, you know.
Yeah, for sure. But do you change your set to kind of match that?
Yeah. Sometimes there's some jokes I don't say when it's like a certain audience. So
or do you maybe not necessarily just in the sense of like you don't want to offend somebody, but more like you change it because they're going to relate to this. Okay, I'm talking to Mexicans, so I can talk about my dad more because. Or whatever you want to talk about more because, they're going to relate to this. Like they know what it's because that, like, for instance, that one show, the one that I did go to, what was the name of that?
The Brownout?
The Brownout. Yeah. There's a few people, even the Muslim chick, my dad's Muslim, and I didn't really understand anything she was talking about. Like I just didn't. And there's nothing against her. I just didn't understand it. So Or when the Indian guy is talking about his background, like because I'm not from that culture, I just wouldn't get some of those jokes. And there's nothing wrong with those jokes, obviously, but as a comedian, if you are going to talk to a bunch of Mexicans, maybe you do talk more about your dad, you talk more about just your upbringing, because they're going to understand exactly what that culture is like. Is that kind of what you do? You sort of craft it to that?
Yeah. But also, like, even, for example, if I think it's a better opportunity too, though. Let's say I'm in a room where it's like people that don't know much about Latino culture, Hispanics. I feel like it's a better opportunity to like give them an insight of what my perspective is. And it's like and the thing is, when it's like that, I feel like it's cool to explain a little bit better, explain some things that you wouldn't explain to all Latino audience, right? So they can understand.
But you do that more in a 30-minute set rather than a 7-minute set, though,
if you don't have that much time, but sometimes you can fit it in. Like, you know, it just depends, right, on the vibes. But I try, like, if it's an all-white crowd, I had a show in McKinney, man, sold out too. It was dope, man. Like, I was on with the homie Kevin Aranda.
There's one that you did that we were so mad. We tried to go to it. Babysitter called out, but I don't know if it's the McKinney one. There was one that was when you booked out the Granada, or did you get the Granada?
Oh, the Granada. Yeah. I was on a show with Ariel and the Culture and Estevi. It was a concert, but I was doing stand-up. That was a crazy show. That was tight. It was like, it was mostly a concert though. Yeah. I was the only one doing stand-up, like, just like as a MC. But actually, it was cool because it was like, oh man, it's just the music.
Did you put that together?
No, it wasn't my show. It was Ariel and the Culture and Estevi, and like they're like they tour, they're blowing up, they're like popping, man.
The one
in
McKinney though, you put up together then?
No, I was a part of a show. It was like a Cinco de Mayo show. One of the homies put me on the.
That's awesome.
I got to close that show out, and like, oh shit, there wasn't a lot of Latinos in there, so it was cool, like them to get an insight on some of my jokes and stories, and like people like it, man. It's cool when people. It's always cool when you get a laugh, but there's always that one person that's like
that's dying laughing.
I'm like, damn, that's cool, man. Like that.
What's that feeling like when you're just like crushing?
It's cool. It's like it feels like your dreams are coming true, bro. Yeah. Like, I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but like,
no,
man. Even in Spanish, like in Puerto Rico, I went to Puerto Rico. It was like a sold out show, and the people there too, they're rowdy and like, you know, they're just they want to party, you know, and just like, I changed my set there. There was a dude, one of the comics' dad's heckling, but that's like your passage. Like, if you get through him, you can, you know, you made it. Like, you can. They'll rock with you out in Puerto Rico. You got to get through OG heckling. I went in on him, but like respectfully, but like, you know, boom, boom, boom. Everybody went crazy. And at that moment, I was like, damn, I used to dream of shit like this, bro. We were back, you know, before the show, you're in the green room, and then, you know, there's a music playing and you go on stage, and like, in those moments, you're like, damn, I used to dream about this shit, bro.
Do you
bro.
flash back to when you were at your cousin's house watching George Lopez and dying laughing? And then you're just like, dude, now I'm that person. No, I'm not trying to say you're George Lopez, but now you're that person that's up on stage getting those laughs. Isn't that crazy? And
like we always talk about it. Yeah, because like even with my cousins, like my cousin, his older sister had a video camera, and we used to take that video camera and do skits in 2005, and like we would edit the videos in the DV. We'll rewind. I used to do that. And then like cut and shoot the next, rewind. So that's how we started, bro. We used to do badass skits. I have a bunch of
I love your DVs. Skits you do on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start doing more, man.
So what do you like doing more? Do you like doing the writing and then performing more?
Both, bro. Like both are fun. Both are challenging.
Yeah.
I feel like I have because I do video, you know, for a living and all that. I feel like sometimes I can express a lot more in video than I could on stage for now. But like, you know, but I feel like I have you know, this is like my doing video and editing everything is like my competitive edge where I can.
Yeah, you're better at marketing and you're better at putting the clips together and getting them out there.
Yeah, I'm very like, you know, and I take advantage of that because I know a lot of comedians don't have that skill or the budget or just the resources to get that taken care of. And I know for me, even like editing one clip, a stand-up clip, it takes like 4 or 5 hours, you know. I try to do that like on the weekends and just like post them for like a week later on my Instagram or whatever. But yeah, man, just I like both. I like both really, but I want to do more skits because I feel like we're all like.
Where's your passion lie more? Is it lie more?
Both.
Like if you have an opportunity to do like a career in doing skit, like a skit show, like a Chappelle show type thing, or you had the opportunity to get a Netflix special, like which one, what avenue would you do? Like, where's your passion lie?
I feel like, I feel like I could do both, bro. Like, I feel like I could do, just like Chris Estrada, the show This Fool. He's a stand-up comedian. That's how he started. He's a stand-up comedian, but then he got this opportunity to make the show, and he's doing both. You know, he's touring, and then he has a show out on Hulu. That's dope. I would love to do something like that, like a skit show or something. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna do something like that. You know, I'm not gonna say I would love to.
Yeah.
If I don't get an opportunity by the big networks, I'm gonna do it myself because I have everything.
I would just do it yourself, man. Like that's what I love about, like you talked about Louis C.K. earlier. That's what I love about him. He's just doing his own thing on his own. I mean, my wife and I buy all of his stuff right off his website. Yeah. And I think that's just the way to go. Fuck the networks. Fuck all that. Just do it yourself.
I'm not gonna say fuck the network because hey, shit, one day, yes. I feel like we have I feel like 2023, you can create something and someone's gonna fuck with it, man. Cause
man.
It's a big world.
Dude, that's how Justin Bieber got discovered. That's how all these kind of people got discovered. A lot of the shows, the Rick and Morty show, what's his name? Justin Rowland. They put that little thing together on YouTube or whatever. And then Adult Swim reached out and said, hey, we want to do something with you. Like that kind of stuff happens all the time.
Issa Rae, one of the biggest stories, like Issa Rae, Insecure. It used to be called Diary of a Insecure Black woman or something like that. Yeah. But she was doing a YouTube.
I think it was just called Insecure or something. I don't remember.
No, YouTube was called something else.
Oh.
But and then she just had it on YouTube, shot like on a T3i, overexposed, everything, audio all crunchy. But it had a story, right? And then like Pharrell picked it up on his YouTube channel, not even a network, just his YouTube channel. And then from there, boom, what it is on HBO. Now she has her own
fucking awesome. I did not know company. That's how it got started.
Yeah, bro. She started off her own, boom, boom. And like now she's one of the most successful creators like out right now, bro. Yeah. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's stories out there, and how come we can't be part of that? You know,
we can.
It takes hard work though, bro. It takes not being afraid. The reason I don't do many skits, but I'm gonna do more is like, I feel like we are too self-conscious. Like a lot of times I'll have these thoughts, man, I look stupid, bro, doing these videos or like telling these jokes. Like sometimes those thoughts try to win you over, but those aren't real thoughts that should matter to people. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm learning more and more to not care about how I'm perceived when I'm following my dream, bro. Mm-hmm. I might look cheesy or corny to some people, but those people they're not gonna, there's more people that support it that don't. Mm-hmm. And the ones that don't, I mean, I wouldn't want to trade my life with them, you know? Mm-hmm. I feel like anytime you have a hater, just kind of notice, would I want to trade my life with these people? And like, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so, bro. Like, so, yeah, man, I'm learning more and more to not give a fuck about all these other things when the goal is to like get to this place that I want to be in. Like, you know, I'm working for it, man. Like I'm working hard towards it. Like, you know, late nights, early mornings. Yeah. And then, you know, so yeah. Yeah,
dude, you're crushing it. I love that you're just so active on it. What's the culture like here? Like the Dallas culture is the comedy culture. Is it like super competitive? Or you guys, you know, is it crazy cutthroat? Or do you guys like trying to like share and uplift each other? Like what's that sort of like? And have you seen anybody like pop off through Dallas? So obviously the New York scene is huge. You know, people pop off all the time. LA is huge. Austin's getting to be like one of those. Do you see that here?
I mean, it's not a big scene like these other cities, but like, I feel like it is what you make it, you know, there's cliques and this and that. It's like, I feel like, you know, like in high school, there's like little cliques in here and there. Sure. It don't change anywhere. I feel like that you go, you can go to New York. I feel like that would happen too.
Yeah.
But I feel like the scene is cool here. I mean, there's like several clubs, there's several open mics. There's a lot of great talented people, man.
Is everybody here really supportive of the other comics? I mean, or is it sort of like,
I mean, I don't really like click up like that. I'm not really like tapped into like hanging out with like, a lot of comics, but I do see comics support each other in their groups and whatnot. But there's also like hate and but I feel but I feel like that's everywhere, you know. Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like the love overseeds that, right? But you know what? I feel like you can ask another comedian and they can tell you, oh, there's a lot of hate. There's a lot of slimy people here, this and that. But no, I mean, from my perspective, I'm a grown man, bro. none of that matters to me really. Like I feel like it's what you make it, and there's no excuses not to like be successful. Mm-hmm. Like if you can't get an opportunity, I'm grown, bro. I'm gonna just do my own thing. I'm gonna provide myself my own opportunity. Like I did a show in April, you know, I could just be like, oh, these clubs aren't booking me, you know, this and that. But yeah, there's like 300, 400 comedians, you know, so like they have their rotation and whatnot in the city, right? I was like, let me just do my own thing, you know, like, and that already separates me from the rest, you know, doing my own thing and like funding my own thing 100%, producing my own thing. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's healthy, man. Like there's a good scene here, and like especially like we're seeing examples like Ralph Barbosa, you know, he's one of the hottest comedians out right now. And that's just so inspirational, especially like I've seen Ralph, and, you know, I know Ralph, and I think he's just like, he deserves it. You know, the people who deserve it are getting their shine these days. And that's what's really cool about the scene, that I feel like all over, like the internet is allowing for people that really deserve it to pop off, you know, especially the two comics that are on tour with Ralph. Are
they both Dallas guys or who?
Yeah. They're like Dallas OGs, man. Like Jesus Castillo, Midnight, Luis Juarez. They're like one of the first people that gave me an opportunity, you know, to be on stage when I moved back to Dallas. So
that's awesome.
I feel like the people that are deserving of it are getting their shine right now. So that's what I like right now. Like if you deserve it, it's going to come your way. Like the hard work does not go unnoticed, man. And like a lot of people say they're this and that, but you know, like the hard work is going to trump the, you know,
Can I ask you a question about one of my favorite skits of yours? One of my favorite ones was the girl you got over. You're having sex, and then she has a seizure, foaming, and then
that wasn't me.
Dude, I was dying. I think I saw it first on your Instagram, and then I saw it live, and then I saw it I think I saw it again. Every single time, dude, I'm laughing so hard. Did that happen exactly like you're saying it does in there? She goes round two, the whole deal.
Nah, I'm a liar, bro. That's just a joke. Nah, but you know, no, the thing is, my uncle, he used to have seizures. He used to get seizures, and I didn't know. But like, and then like I remember like my dad telling a story about like him just randomly they were chilling. I know, boom, boom, we just starts having one. Right? I'm like, damn, that's like a reality for people, right?
Oh,
and
that's
That's
I have
serious.
a friend whose wife now, that's I'm not joking.
Yeah, bro, I'm like,
a situation.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's a serious situation.
Yeah.
But then when my dad told me the story, just the idiot that I am, I just started thinking, damn, what if like if I'm on a date and a chick just starts having a seizure, and you know,
what are my responsibilities? Like, what are my obligations? Like, what?
Yeah, bro. I just started thinking because like that was an asshole thought to have, especially when my dad's telling me a serious story about my uncle. And I was like, damn, what if this happened to me? You know, like,
yeah.
And I just I did it at an open mic that week, and then I was like,
so when he's telling you the story, you're already thinking about it from a
I don't really do that, but like that day it happened because my uncle, like, he's a funny guy, like he's like he's super funny, and like, so I was just like, like I feel like he would make a joke out of it too, you know, like, so I was like, man, let me make a joke. So
dude, I love it.
So yeah,
has he seen that?
No,
he hasn't seen that.
No.
What would he say if he saw that?
I'm gonna record it. I have a show on the 15th in Fort Worth, and I'm gonna record the set, and I'm gonna post it on Instagram, and I'm gonna send it to him. So
see what he says.
Yeah,
let us know, dude. It's been so good talking to you, man. I love this insight. You're amazing. You're literally one of the most interesting people I've ever met.
It, man.
So thank you so much for taking the time, dude. What you got? You got your name, Hector Sifuentes. How do you say your name? Last name?
Hector Sifuentes. Hector Sifuentes.
Follow him on Instagram. Amazing guy, awesome comedian. Check him out.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Hey, I'm on the pod, bro. Thank you so much. Yeah, of course, dude. It happened.